Welcome, everybody, to the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show Series. How's everybody doing? It's a pleasure to have you here. I am your host, Jim Masters. This is our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show Series that we started some 420 episodes ago, live 7 days a week daily, beaming from the New York area along the southern New England coast between New York and Boston, with great entertainment, inspiring conversations, and light, love, and levity, or as we call it, Lovity here on the show. The viewers call themselves the Lovity Squad. They call me Mr. Lovity. They call us Lovity Hole because in the summer, I said the show has a lot of light, love, and levity. And I slipped up and I said the word levity. And ever since then, everybody's fallen in love with it. So we have a positive vibe here on the show. This is an entertainment lifestyle talk show that sort of harkens back to the old school talk shows. Remember Johnny Carson and Merv Griffin and Dick Clark and Dick Cavett. Good conversations, inspiring, poignant moments, and lots of good times. And we welcome everybody who's watching all around the world. If you're watching, of course, live, or you're watching this later on, we would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be fantastic. It's the channel you're watching right now, which is Jim Masters TV. That's right, Jim Masters TV. And click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our amazing content, our daily episodes, 7 days a week, live here on the Jim Masters Show Live. We love having an opportunity to put these shows together. We work so hard. And again, as you guys know, it's an extension of my professional work in television, radio, stage, and film. And it's a pleasure to come here every day and converse with you guys and entertain and inform you guys. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Click the notification bell so you never miss anything, including our pop-up shows. And drop a comment and a like on this episode on our YouTube channel as well. We welcome everybody, again, who's watching from all around the world. We've got an amazing Hollywood legend, television actress, and so much more, as well as author. JOYCE Bulifant is here live from Los Angeles. And if you only knew the heroics that she just went through to make sure she was here for us, she needs an Oscar, an Emmy, a Peabody, a Grammy, a Tony, a Telly, and everything you could possibly give her. She was really, really trying hard with the technology to get on here, and she is not somebody who gives in or gives up. So she's going to join us in just a second. Of course, you know her as a prolific actress, some of the most incredible television shows, film, game shows, and so much more. And while she is with us right now and the technology and everything is working, we're going to bring her right on. And there she is, live from Los Angeles, California. JOYCE, how are you?
I'm just fine, but my gosh, it was hard to find you.
You were searching and searching and searching. And like I said, like a diamond in the rough, huh?
And the conversation while I was doing it was really interesting.
It was, I know that's what they really want to hear, right?
It was naughty is what it was.
Match game 74.
Right.
Merlin is watching from Ontario, Canada, and she says, hello, my friend and all lovelies. Should be a fun show. She's in Ontario, Canada. Alessandra is watching in North Carolina, and she is here, and she says hi. Mary Bishop is watching in Florida. She says hello to everybody. And all these great comments. And Sherry Larson is watching. She is here. And JOYCE is actually she's such a trooper. She's holding her camera up. I mean, she's been in some of the largest studios and on set and everywhere you can think. But right now, she's holding her phone.
My little bitty phone.
It is amazing. The world has changed, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
I was going to say, Kathleen says, welcome, Joyce. So nice to meet you. Loved watching you on Match Game with her mom as well over the years. She's in New York City. Jane says, she's watching in Sweden. Welcome, Lovety Joyce. Tess Labella in Florida says, thank you, Joyce. And Juanita in South Africa.
I lived in Florida a long time.
Did you? Yeah, you did, huh?
Growing up, yes, I have half sisters that live there too.
What part of Florida?
Sarasota.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful area.
Was a charter fisherman.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And I caught my first fish off the Sarasota Pier, but that's when it was wooden. It's cement now.
It's cement. Mark Bunn says hello. Mark from Joyce's Newport News.
Oh, Mark, hi.
Yeah, he was telling me earlier today that he wanted to pop in and say hello and to greet you. And Maureen is here. Hello and welcome, Joyce. She is in Arizona. You have been awarded the coveted Jim Master Show Live Lovety Award today for your stamina and your tenacity. Also in Florida is Ann Wozniak in Jacksonville. She says, hello, Joyce. Thank you for not giving up and welcome.
Too.
You're in Jacksonville as well?
I lived on Oak Street.
On Oak Street in Jacksonville. I wonder if Ann knows where Oak Street is.
Oh, and I also lived in near the Bowles Academy. It was, it's San Jose. Is that an area?
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's great. That's fantastic. Did you enjoy the time in Florida?
Well, I was a very little girl, but I did go to a dance at the Bowles Academy, and I was only, I think, 11. Oh, no, I was only almost 10. And the boys all were in their uniform, the cadet uniform and everything. Yeah. And I remember I said to my mother, what do you do after the dance? Do you stroll in the gardens? I was 9 years old.
That is funny. Oh, boy. How did you get started early on, Joyce? As far as inspirations in your own family and what pointed you in the direction of going into the arts, going into entertainment and show business?
Well, it's funny. I never thought of doing anything else, really. And I was in foster homes a lot. But that's why I lived all over Florida. And I used to take the children who were younger than I, and I was 7, 8, and 9 when I was in those foster homes. And I loved entertaining them and making up stories and singing, and I was always the star of the show. Yeah. I'm looking at myself. I look really bad. I was.
You are California windswept. You look amazing.
Thank you. Amazing is the right word. The operative word. Amazing.
So early on for you, then you were the entertainer.
That's what I wanted to do. I loved making people laugh and feel happy. And when I would go to the movies, it would always make me happy, and I'd go into this make-believe world. I lived in a lot of make-believe worlds growing up. Yeah. And guess what? I still do.
Yes, and don't ever stop doing that. I think it's a beautiful thing to fantasize and daydream. That's where creativity comes from, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
So, what would you consider one of your first early big breaks in your career, Joyce?
Well, I was 14 when I started being an apprentice in summer stock. Yeah. And when I was 16, I was given a leading role in a play called Corliss Archer. And Dickie Moore, who was always the young boy, juvenile, in films with Margaret O'Brien. I'm probably talking about people no one has ever heard of.
Oh, no, these are legends. Absolutely. Yeah.
But Dickie was in his 30s and I was 16 and he was playing my boyfriend. And that was a big leap for me from playing maids and sweeping the stage and doing the lights and cleaning the toilets.
Yeah.
So that was big. But then I think my biggest break, probably as far as what I really wanted to do, was understudying a lead on Broadway and playing a
Yeah.
small role. And that was
Yeah.
Howard Lindsay and Russell Krause's last play called Tall Story. And it
Yes.
was thrilling, absolutely thrilling to be doing that. And
Yeah.
that was my dream was always to do theater. That's what I love the most.
Mm.
But then going to Hollywood, I did 3 days after I was there, I did the lead in a thriller. And that promoted my career as far as getting a contract at Universal, which was then called Review. And how do you like this contract? It was the last of its kind. I had to star in a series once a year, and I had to do 8 guest starring roles, and I was allowed to work anyplace else. And I
Unbelievable.
worked all the time. It was the
Yeah.
greatest thing for me.
Oh boy. They don't do contracts like that anymore,
That
right?
was the last one,
That
my
was the
friend.
I think the only thing familiar I ever heard was Carol Burnett, and she had that contract with CBS, and she had to do things with them for like 10 years or something. And she sort of, I guess, pulled the card and said, okay, well, we want to create a series. And that turned out to be the Carol Burnett show.
Uh,
Those are
that,
rare. Not
I
bad.
was up. I'm going to try to put this out of my hand because it's getting like this.
Your hand is becoming like
I'm going to
something
try
you'd
to
see in a
lean it
horror
up.
film.
I'm going to try to lean it up against this little pot. Hold on.
You have a plant there?
No, it's sort of I'm staying in a friend's condominium.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, very
oh
nice.
dear, I lost you. Oh, oh, is that
We see you there.
too far away?
Actually, that's nice. No, we can bring you closer. Here we come. There you are. Oh, that's
Okay.
nice. Actually, the lighting is really good. The lighting is even better there. The lighting
Oh,
is
I look
nice.
younger.
Yeah. No,
Never mind.
it freshens your face.
Don't you dare be
It
truthful.
brightens your face.
Thank you.
You're beautiful inside and out. And Alessandra in North Carolina says, that's perfect. And the lighting is great. So you're in a really good spot. Yeah.
Good.
So some wonderful opportunities that came your way, huh? Which
Oh
I
yeah, I was
yeah.
very lucky. I worked all the time, except just when I was going to be a big time star. My husband would get a film in Europe, or I would get pregnant, and I'd have to start all over again. I'd go with him and come back, and then it would be like starting over again. But I was lucky to be able to jump right in.
Yeah, that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And in some of the opportunities that you've had and some of the roles, like you did mention Tall Story, of course, and Auntie Mame and Gentlemen and the Queens with Helen Hayes, who
Oh,
was
I'm so glad you brought up Helen. May I
yeah.
tell you about something that's going to happen near you?
Oh, yes, here on the East Coast, sure.
In Nyack, New York, where Helen Hayes and Charles MacArthur, who wrote Front Page and many other things, lived in a beautiful home on the Hudson River called Pretty Penny. And it was named Pretty Penny because Charles MacArthur said that's what it cost, a pretty penny.
Yeah.
And what is happening is this wonderful friend of mine, Joel Vig, and also Richard Skipper, they have been working along with me on getting a literary plaque uh, put on there's a private brick wall outside the house.
Very nice.
A literary tribute to them because Helen wrote many books, and of course
Yes.
Charles wrote many plays, and also a book called War Bugs, which should be very contemporary right now. But I'm very excited about it, and it's the weekend of her 100th and 1500, and I'm just trying to think, 120. She was born in 1900, so her 121st birthday.
Could you imagine? Wow, that is.
And there's going to be a whole weekend, the Helen Hayes weekend.
Yeah.
They're going to show a movie of hers, and Joel and Skipper and I are going to answer questions at a panel, and I'm going to hopefully do the show that I do about Helen called Remembering Helen Hayes with Love.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
A great celebration, a good, wonderful thing for NIAC to be involved with.
Absolutely. Congratulations on that. Congratulations. I want to go back in time a little bit too with some of the wonderful roles that you've had. Take a look at this, Joyce. Ooh. Wow. Oh, yeah. Yes. Do you remember what that was from?
Yes, it was from a show called Tom, Dick, and Mary, and I played Mary. And that was the first television series I did.
Wow. What was that like? You know, the very first television series and an opportunity like that. That must have been extraordinary for you.
Well, it was. I mean, it was more fun than anything because I love acting. And there were 3 shows. It was called 90 Bristol Court was the name of the 3 shows, and one was Tom, Dick, and Mary. I'm trying to remember. The other one was with Patricia Berry, and I think Jack Klugman. I'm not sure. And the third one was about a young girl, and we all lived in a motel. And they built this whole motel on the back lot. There they are, Don Galloway and Steve Franken and me. And they played 2 doctors that I was married to Don Galloway, and Steve Franken was our boarder. And we were always playing practical jokes on each other. It was really fun.
That is amazing. That really, it's a great shot. And you guys worked well together, and good times on that set, huh?
Yes, we did have a good time.
Yeah. I want to take a look.
I do remember it, Jim. I remember this one moment when I went to the commissary at which was then Review, now Universal, and they had these huge black and white pictures of all the stars, including Cary Grant and a few other people you'd know. And I sat there by myself at a table having a Coca-Cola or something, and I felt about 10 feet off the ground as I watched them putting up a picture of me. And I thought, oh my goodness. And then, you know, I was way up there thinking, aren't you just hot stuff? I looked down, and there was a picture of someone else whose picture was being taken down. Yeah. I came, bam, right back in my seat. And I said, you can go up real fast, and you can go
and
down.
You can go down really fast.
Get a hold of yourself.
Get a hold of yourself. Exactly. What comes up goes down. Yeah. This is a great shot.
That was from, I was playing Mrs. Patterson on the Bill Cosby show, the first Bill Cosby show.
Yeah.
Where he played a basketball coach, and I played the school guidance counselor.
Yes, that must have been a lot of fun as well. Got a couple more great ones. You know, people might not realize, I had heard the story, but initially, I think when the concept for the creation of the Brady Bunch occurred, you were supposed to be initially Carol Brady, right?
Yes, they even cut her hair to look like me.
Yeah.
I was cast as Mrs. Brady, and those little girls were all cast to look like me. And at the very last moment, I had been wardrobed, everything. I had everything ready to go. And New York decided at the last minute that they wanted Florence Henderson. And I had already signed a 7-year contract.
Mm,
You
a
can forget
7-year
about that.
contract. 7-year contract.
You know, as if that never happened, that never existed.
Yes. Was that a rough thing to get beyond? Obviously we're looking forward to that, and the series went through anyway. And of course, Florence was wonderful, but the role originally with you in mind.
Well, it was written, the role of the wife was written to be comedic, and the housekeeper was to be the straight person. So
Right.
Sherwood Schwartz, who was a producer writer on it,
Right.
they had to recast the housekeeper and make her funny because Florence's strong suit of being a comedian wasn't that. She was
Right.
lovely and it was very successful, and she was a lovely, lovely person.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what.
Everything happens for a reason. Everything turns out the way it's supposed to.
Yes.
Moments, it's a little hard.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Though, then here comes the Mary Tyler Moore Show, huh?
Oh, yes.
And then,
And
of course,
I got that role because Ed Weinberger, who wrote The Longest Hook Shot, was written for the first Bill Cosby show that I showed that picture.
yeah.
He remembered me from that and thought I would be good to play Gavin's wife, my sweet Gavin, we just lost.
Yes, yeah, you guys were obviously very, very close, and I know tough loss, and you did a video I think with him recently too, where you guys were chatting and just talking about old times. He was something else, Gavin, wasn't he?
Oh, he was so much fun. He was the best. I mean, everybody says he never said an unkind word about anyone. Well, I have to tell you, that is true about
Yeah,
him. Absolutely true. He was
yeah.
full of life and fun and, the most positive person I've ever known. He couldn't even say something bad about something that was bad. He had no discernment at all.
Yeah, he was just such a good-hearted, spirited person, and again, you guys really that WJM newsroom. Those were amazing years, huh? What was it like working with Mary Tyler Moore and just everybody else? Ted Knight, Ed Asner, Betty White.
Ed was just the sweetest. I did a lot of benefits. I was always trying to raise money for one thing or another. And he would show up at every benefit. He would perform for me. He played Edison in a show that I did about dyslexia called Gifts of Greatness. And he played Thomas Edison for me and got no money for it at all, but was always willing to show up and be there. And great fun. Scary. When I was at a union meeting with him, he was pretty strong. I got scared. I got up and left.
Yeah, it was a little intimidating, but an amazing actor for sure. Look at this shot, Joyce.
Oh my goodness. Where'd you get all these?
Oh, we did our research, huh?
You did. That was I owned an art gallery with a friend of mine who's an artist, and we had so much fun. We took this little shack out in Tarzana and turned it into an art gallery. It was really fun.
Oh, wow. That must have been, yeah, a lot of fun getting involved with that. And do you like, would you consider yourself an artist? Do you like to create art?
I have been dying to start painting.
Yeah.
And I've been moving paints around from one house to another. and canvases, and I've never found the time to do it. And I really, really want to paint. I
Yeah.
appreciate artists so much,
Yeah.
but I just haven't had the opportunity.
How have you been keeping busy and connected and sane during all the craziness of this past year?
Oh, I know. I would have had time, except my son John, who is a director, actor, writer, came out to live with me in the desert during COVID. And I tell you, we laughed and had more fun. We did these short videos
Did you?
that were on, I think some of them were on YouTube, that we did just for fun to make people laugh. But we had more fun doing that. But I never got around to, I don't know what I did. I mean, I seemed to be doing so much during that period, but I didn't get a chance to paint.
Well, hopefully you'll be back to doing that real soon, because the world needs to see the art. Here's another cool shot.
Oh, that was a great show. That was called Love Thy Neighbor. We need a lot more of what that show was about today.
Yes.
And Ron Masak played my husband, and I'm trying Harrison Ford, and oh gosh, I know her name so well. I just loved her. I can't think of her name all of a sudden. I'm doing pretty well for my age.
I think you're doing fantastically.
But I love her, and we were friends. Oh God, isn't that awful? Anyway, we had the best time doing that show.
Yeah. How long did that show run for?
I have to tell you, it was on during the summer. It was number 3 in the nation. Number 3. And
Wow.
Newsweek wrote all about it. And then in the fall, they took us off because they had Julie Harris, one of my favorite actresses, coming in doing a show called Over the Pickle Factory. And that show didn't go. So they brought us back on, but they didn't do any promotion. And
No
they put
promotion.
on a different time slot.
Oh.
It was during Vietnam, and there was a saying about ABC and the Vietnam War. They said, if you want to get rid of the Vietnam War, put it on ABC. Would get lost. They kept switching around.
Switching everything around. Is that Janet McLaughlin?
Janet, thank you so much.
Yes, Janet McLaughlin. Yes, I was looking at her. I said, that has to be Janet McLaughlin. Yes.
It was. She was great.
Yeah. I always love this shot too.
Oh my gosh. I know what that is.
Yeah.
Is it Lovin' Spoonfuls?
Yes. Yes. Yes, exactly. You know, nobody knows Joyce for all the commercials too. And
you know, I remember being in the market, and you know, here I really was proud of being on Broadway and studying theater since I was 14, and theater being my background and doing all the television. And this mother said to her little boy, there she is, the cat food lady.
Yeah. It's amazing how you get, you know,
typecast as a cat food lady. Yes.
Right. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it was. Maybe to you.
Yeah. And do you love cats as a result, or?
I like cats, but I love dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Oh my.
Yes, right. It's going. That's like
one of the many westerns I did. That's either the Virginian, would it have been?
I think it is.
Smoke.
Yeah.
Wagon Train, or Laramie, or
You
Rides Again.
You did so many of them. So many of them. I mean, you really are an American institution when it comes to media. You've been on everything: commercials, television, films, stage, all of it. Such an illustrious career, and you've had an opportunity to dabble and so
was
many different
so
areas.
so
Yeah.
lucky. And
Yeah.
everybody said you have to write a book, so I did.
Yes, you did. And we have it here. And I think
We
it's
do?
really, yes, we do. My 4 Hollywood husbands, and this
Isn't it
various.
embarrassing? It's so embarrassing. It was going to be called Home Sweet Home, Where Is It? And a friend of mine called and said, Joyce, I have the perfect title for your book. And I said, what? He said, My 4 Hollywood Husbands. I said, Bruce, that is disgusting. I would never, ever title my book that.
Yeah.
That's so cheap. It's so commercial. But it might sell books, okay.
So let's go.
But
and
it took
and
a whole different bent, and it really is about my perception of being married to alcoholics and how to detach with love and go on with your life and
yeah,
learn not to be a codependent person, which I was.
yeah,
I'm not so
yeah,
much anymore.
right,
I
exactly.
it took a long time to learn, but then I ended up with the most wonderful man in the world, Roger Perry, and uh, he also was an alcoholic, but he had been sober for 4 years when we married.
Yeah,
He really, really worked the program. I respect him so much, and all my children really respected him because they went through such tough times with their father.
yeah, absolutely. And you could understand, right? You were able to relate and understand to maybe any struggle or anything that he might have been going through, which is very beautiful when you get a chance to do that and to help one another along. Over the years, some of the folks that you had been married to, I mean, William Asher, which people know from I Love Lucy and Bewitched and so many incredible television shows, and a legend in the industry as well, right?
We had a wonderful marriage, and he was a great father to my children. It's just at the end of his life, he started not taking care of himself,
Yeah.
and I had learned about a little bit more about being codependent, and I didn't want to feed into his illness. And we were separated. I had no intention of getting divorced. I loved him very much, and he then after we were separated, he found a lovely lady who wanted to take care of him, and he asked me if I'd give him a divorce, and I said, of course, I'll always love you, and there's no
Yeah,
doubt about that.
absolutely. In the book, also, you talk about the time with James MacArthur. Of course, people know from Hawaii Five-O as well, right?
Yes, right. I talk a lot about Jimmy because we met when we were 14. We started dating when we were 16, and we were married when we were 20 and had 2 wonderful children. I have to always thank him for that. And my very special relationship with his mother, Helen Hayes. It was quite a special and inspiring and sad sometimes and discouraging and
Yeah,
relationship. But all those stories are woven through my book, but mostly
yeah,
the thread is the love that Roger and I had for each other.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, Dancing with Fred Astaire was something that a lot of people would dream about, and you got that opportunity, right, Joyce?
I did, and not only that, I taught him how to do the twist. He didn't
Did
know how
you?
to do it. No, I've got to plug you in again. Excuse me.
Oh, sure, yes.
The battery's running low.
How does the commercial go? Plug it in, plug it in. So yeah, she got a chance to dance with the one and only Fred Astaire, which is absolutely amazing. And that's just one of the many things that she talks about in her incredible book. For those of you that are just joining us here on the Jim Masters Show live, That must have been, what was the opportunity there with Fred Astaire for you?
Well, we did a show called Mr. Lucifer for Alcoa Presents. And right before this one scene, he had me behind one of the stage flats, and he said, "Oh, Miss Bulifant." Please don't call me Miss Bulifant. I was so thrilled to be working with him. And he said, "You have to help me. Do you know how to do the twist?" And I said, "Yes, I do." He said, "You have to teach me quick because we have to do it in the next scene." I said, "Mr. Astaire, you want me to teach you?"
The spot where you are in now, the audio is disappearing a little bit.
Oh,
So
yes.
it's getting a little better. Up, better.
Is that better?
Much better. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm holding the phone again.
You are amazing. You are amazing. Boy, you also, of course, people know you from so many incredible things. You're an illustrious and brilliant career. Match Game, definitely, and all of the game shows over the years. In the book, you talk about that as well. And I know wonderful experiences to have these opportunities, but you go into it a little bit more in the book. Tell us about the experiences and Match Game and other shows.
Well, I did a lot.
I think you have to slide over a little bit towards that other direction. Yeah. Yeah. Now try saying something. There you go. Nobody move. Don't let the dog in. There's something conflicting over in that area, maybe some electrical outlet or something.
Come here, Violet. Did you see Violet?
Oh, no. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do full screen.
Violet, come here. Come here. Come here. It's okay. Can you see Violet?
Oh, beautiful.
No.
How old is Violet?
Violet will be 8 next month. Yeah, come up here.
What kind of dog is Violet? What kind of dog?
Violet is my little dog. There's me. Can you see her?
Yes. What kind of dog is she, Joyce?
Whoops, I lost you. I'm there, but you're not.
Yeah, we're just doing a full screen so we can see both of you. What kind of dog is Violet?
Any kind you want.
A mixed breed. I love it.
From the pound.
Yes.
And I got her, a tiny little puppy. Look at
Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, look at that, huh? And you've been together how long?
8 years.
8 years. And look at all the comments coming in from South Africa. Oh, Violet. And Kathleen in New York City. Oh, cute dog. And Alessandra in North Carolina. Hi, Violet. And Merlin in Ontario, Canada. Violet is too cute. And Marty Thompson in Nashville. Good day, Lovities. This is really, really wonderful. I love it.
Violet to get noticed.
See, Violet is going to probably be in a commercial now as a result.
Yes, right.
So you were mentioning the years on the game shows as well, and mentioning that in the book, and some of the experiences over the years that you had on the game shows. You were on so many of them, huh?
I was. I don't know how that happened that I kept being asked, but it was very nice. I know when they were doing Crosswits, that it wasn't going well. The pilot wasn't going well. They were filming it, and they were going to do another run. And I went up to one of the creators, and Jerry Pine, and I said, "Jerry, you know, I think it would work better if you didn't give everyone the answers. You know, it would be more fun."
Right.
And that's what's so good about Match Game is all of those are just spontaneous reactions.
Yes.
And you can certainly tell mine are, because none of them are right.
But that's what makes it enduring, and that's what makes it beautiful. Marty Thompson was a guest on our show. He's a wonderful Australian crooner, but he lives in Nashville. He said, "Good day, Joyce. In the early 90s, I was the last headliner on the original Love Boat before they retired it. Lovely to hear about Gavin. Also, Airplane is the funniest movie. Please tell us about your experience with the movie."
I thought
Thanks, Marty.
it was the most stupid script I ever read in my life. And I was married to Bill Asher, and I said, I don't want to do this. This is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. They have people coming down the baggage thing, and the plane goes from one gate to the next gate to the next gate. I said, it doesn't make any sense. It's just downright stupid writing. He said, you're an actress, you act. So I did. And when we were doing it, we were all walking up and down the fake airplane, looking at each other, saying, do you think this is going to be funny? And I remember Howard Koch, who was one of the producers, his wife, Ruth, she just thought it was ridiculous and awful like I did. We sat together at the first screening, and it was the big theater at Paramount. It was full of people. I tell you, within the first 2 minutes, people were falling out of their chairs, laughing so hard. And Ruth and I looked at each other and said, well, it sure is funny.
I guess it it proved to be, which is amazing. It just shows your ability to take on so many different roles too, including the reporter on Alice.
Oh yes, that was fun. You know, Bill directed that episode, and he didn't know that I'd been cast to be in it. It was really funny.
That is funny. And then I think you also got a chance to, wasn't it Flow? I think that was the other show afterwards that came on that you had an opportunity.
That was a spin-off of Alice, Flow's Yellow Rose. Yeah, and I played her best friend, Miriam.
That's right. That's right. And that was hilarious too. And then here's taking us down. Look at this one.
It's so funny. Jill, the young girl, of course, was just at Gavin's memorial. But I spoke at Gavin's memorial, and I wish I had said, you know, there's a secret that people might not know, and that is that Gavin and I had a child together, a little girl, because she played his daughter on Love Boat and played my daughter on Airplane.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. You know, and speaking of kids and family, I know that's near and dear to your heart, right?
Oh, my Evan. I love him. He's a wonderful young boy. He just graduated from high school. He's going to community college, and I just love him to pieces. I don't get to see him enough. That makes me sad. But hopefully this fall I'll get to see him.
What are his interests, your grandson? Does he want to go into the industry?
Video games and creating them.
Yeah.
And, that's quite something that kids are doing today.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Here's another role that you took on, Joyce.
Never mind. Never mind.
What was that for?
That was for Tooken. That's a film that John directed, and I did it with an Irish accent. Played. It was a takeoff of Taken that Liam Neeson, all those.
Yes.
And I played his Irish mother.
Ah, that is wonderful. That's funny, and I'm sure
you know. Naughty in it. You would appreciate that.
We would have laughed at that, I guess, huh? That is.
Wait, are you ever crackling and breaking up? I hope I'm not.
There's a little bit of that, but I think I think overall it seems to be okay. You know, when you decided to write the book, was there any hesitation, or do you know you wanted to put pen to paper and write the book?
No, I really, as I say, it started off, the title was going to be Home Sweet Home. Where
Yeah,
is it?
right.
Because I lived so many different places. And then when my friend Bruce suggested a different title, I thought, well, maybe if I write this, maybe it will help other people who are codependent and in abusive marriages, um,
Yeah,
or any relationship at all, even a friendship, that,
yeah,
that you don't have to stay there, that you can
right.
move on and be happy and, and not give up who you are.
Right, exactly.
The
Yeah.
good
I
thing
mean,
is
and
to
that's,
remember who
yeah,
you are. Yeah.
yeah. I know in the book, you talk a little bit about not everybody on Match Game was necessarily a gentleman, I guess, with all the craziness on there.
I'm not going to talk about. You have to read the book.
You got to read the book. That's a little teaser. I love that. That's a little teaser.
Yeah.
Also, too, when you think about it, the story is very inspiring. And for those people who've read the book already, Joyce, I would imagine you've probably had incredible feedback where people just are very
I
moved by your
I
story.
am absolutely amazed. I I'm amazed and I'm thrilled, and I know that it was the right thing to do. I did give a copy of the book to all of my children, all 10 of the children. I gave them each a copy and said, if there's anything in here that you'd rather I not say, I will take it out. And they didn't say anything about taking anything out, although I must say, John, my youngest son, was a little. I did an audio that'll be coming out soon, an audio of the book. So you have to look for that. But John did the direction and everything on that, and he hadn't heard a lot of the book. He didn't read it, and he kept saying, he'd stop and say, "Mom, that happened. Why did you tell me?"
You're
It was a
right.
bit of a shock. I said, "I told you to read it first."
Yes, right. A little bit of a sort of a learning curve there at the same time. You know, some of your also incredible experiences. You appeared on Boris Karloff's Thriller, Ronald Reagan's General Electric Theater, Play of the Week. I mean, when you look back at this illustrious career, I mean, name that tune, To Tell the Truth, $25,000 Pyramid, on and on and on. Do you have favorite moments, favorite projects, favorite productions that stand out for you, Joyce, near and dear to your heart over the years?
Well, of course, working with Fred Astaire was a big highlight, and I have to say that the first 100 years, which was the Ronald Reagan Electric Theater, General Electric Theater, that's where I met Roger in 1962, and there was an immediate chemistry and attraction without it ever being said, and it never went away until the very day he died. And I loved working with him. He and I did several plays with him. We um, we did lots of plays in Colorado together. Every two-character play we could think of, because we were raising money for a center for abused children, an advocacy center. So we did every single two-character play you can think of to raise money. Finally, we ran out of them, and we wrote a musical together, and that was really fun, called The Grand Old Dame, and it's about the Hotel Colorado in Linwood Springs, Colorado, that had all these famous people staying there, everyone from Teddy Roosevelt to Molly Brown, and we wrote this musical and we did a concert reading of it at the hotel, and it was very successful. And then we did it here in the desert, and we thought, well, who's going to care about a hotel in Colorado? But all these famous people that we talk about, and it's a love story. It's about a love lost and a love found, and it just did so well. I'm hoping somebody will want to do it again. Hint, hint. Anybody out there?
Yes. Anybody out there? She's ready to
We
go.
wrote it.
Absolutely.
We wrote it in a whole summer. I wrote the book, Roger wrote the music, and I wrote most of the lyrics. And we just had the best time working together. And everyone who was in the production here in the desert, they've all remained really close friends, which is great.
That's absolutely beautiful when that happens. What are some other things that you are working on, or now that things are opening up a little bit, are there other projects, other things coming up for you as well as the book, things that you're excited about that you're working on, Joyce? I think you have to slide the phone the other way again. There you go. I think we hear you now.
My hand.
It's like chiller theater. You've now become.
I'm never doing another one of these.
You've become ambidextrous. Oh my God. So you're staying.
I do a lot of work with children. I love getting children who are lacking confidence, getting them up on stage and performing, singing and dancing. I love doing that. I've been doing that in the desert, and hopefully I'll do that again. And doing different benefits for theaters here in the desert. And that's kind of what I do.
You are amazing.
And I'm working on another book.
Are you working on another book as well? That's very, very exciting. We'll keep a watch for that. I want to let people know too that you have written and produced and directed 2 educational films about learning differences, Gifts of Greatness with Julie Harris and Ed Asner, Danny Thomas, Patty Duke, and Different Heroes, Different Dreams with Helen Hayes, Tony Danza, Barbara Eden, Julie Collins, Greg Louganis, among others, recipient of the Hans Christian Andersen Award, which you founded to recognize dyslexics who made a positive contribution to society, including prolific writer, producer Stephen J. Cannell and Oscar winner Whoopi Goldberg. That is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if everybody knows about that. You've always been giving back, Joyce. It's beautiful.
Well, thank you. That's what we all need to do in life. If each one of us just took one particular thing that we felt strongly about and worked, volunteered, gave in some way, it would be a much better world. I lost you.
I agree 100%. It really would be a much, much better world. Yeah, it would be a much better world. Absolutely. And that's beautifully said. So the book itself, I guess people can find the book everywhere, right? Amazon and all the usual locations.
Yes, Amazon is the best place. And they need to look out for the audio book of it too coming out.
Are you doing the voiceover for it?
Of course I am.
Yeah. I want to let them know that you've touched upon it a little bit, Joyce, that you have devoted much of your life. We know you for your brilliant roles on television and more, but so much of your life to campaign for children's rights as executive vice president of the Dyslexia Foundation, a former trustee of the Orton Dyslexia Foundation board, and founder of the Dyslexia Awareness Program. And you've lectured as well on learning differences throughout the United States and before the Spanish royal family, which I think is incredible.
Well, thank you. It just, all of it gave me great joy to do. It really did.
When you look at your amazing career, and you look back and you see this lovely young lady here, would she have imagined the career that was set forth in motion and all of the incredible experiences that you've had and continue to have, Joyce?
I don't know. I think I was dreaming it.
I love that answer. Well, the
I
book
think
is really, yeah,
you have to have a dream and you have to follow it, but it all takes a lot of work. You got to work at it.
yes,
Whatever
yeah.
your dream is.
If you didn't go into this industry, what else would Joyce Bulifant be doing? What's that other thing Joyce would have done?
I would have been a teacher or a nurse.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Well, this was wonderful, Joyce. You are amazing, and I want to thank you so much for joining us here on the show and being such a trooper. You're at your friend's condo, so it's a little ad hoc. You're holding the camera, you're moving around, and that's why you are who you are. You don't give up, and you haven't, and you're a survivor, and everybody loves you. You're such a warm, caring, spirited person.
That's
An
so
amazing.
kind of you.
That's
It's
oh,
because
it's.
I love people. I love people.
I know you do. I know you do.
And don't
And
forget about the weekend of October 10th.
yes, we'll
I'm
be looking at
celebrating
that
one.
as, yeah, we'll be looking at that as well. And hopefully I'll try to get there too. That would be
That
wonderful.
would be great. I hope you could.
I wish you nothing but continued joy and blessing, Joyce. You really are absolutely a treasure. We all love you, and best of health. And you take care. Take care of Violet. And thanks so much for spending this amount of time with us here on the show, the Jim Master Show. I really, really appreciate it, Joyce.
Well, I appreciate all that research you did and all your kind words. Thank you.
The pleasure is all mine. Maureen in Arizona says, Joyce, this has been a delightful conversation. Thanks for sticking with it. Merlin in Ontario says, thank you for spending time with us. And Anne in Jacksonville, Florida, thank you, Joyce, for sharing all your stories and experiences with us. Much love. Sherry says, thank you, Joyce. Fun and wonderful evening. Kathleen in New York, this is a fun show. Thank you, Joyce, for sharing with us. Juanita in South Africa, great show. Thank you, Joyce, for spending time with us as well. Everybody enjoyed it. You be well and you take care. And I hope we get a chance to see each other down the line. That would be a pleasure, Joyce.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Be safe. Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated. Yes. Now go stretch those legs and go stretch those hands. Oh, Sweden is checking in. Lovely
Bye-bye.
show. Beautiful guests. Thanks, Joyce and Jim from Jane in Sweden. Wow. Beautiful Sweden.
Bye.
You take care. Bye-bye now.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. The wonderful Joyce Bulifant. Absolutely amazing, isn't she? Beautiful person inside and out, a real giver, very spirited, a real treasure, and a pleasure to have her here on the show. She was at her friend's condo, so the technology a little funky with the audio, and her picture was good, but literally she was holding the camera the whole time, which is really amazing. Some of the great photos we took a look at of Joyce over the years, and maybe, again, you didn't know, and it might have been a revelation for you that she was the original person that was supposed to be Carol Brady on the Brady Bunch. When they did I think it's the pilot, the initial thought was to have Joyce Bulifant as Carol Brady, Mrs. Brady. And then, of course, as you know, the role went to Florence Henderson. But look at all these wonderful photos. She's just an extraordinary person. She is an American treasure. And what I like about it, too, as I've mentioned, is all her years of giving back, all her years, through everything that she's done. And none of it came easy. You know, if you read the book is extraordinary. There she is, of course, with Roger. And none of it came easy. You know, sometimes when you watch television and you watch, you know, film and stage productions, it all seems so easy when you're on the other side of the film screen or the television set or the stage, but none of it comes easy. And she really opens up in the book. She talks about a lot of different things, which again, you'll have to read the book to find out. But some of the things that she talks about is her remarkable time as the wife of Gavin MacLeod in the Mary Tyler Moore Show, of course. Fairy Tale Life with James MacArthur, who was on Hawaii Five-0, and of course, how the role of Carol Brady on the Brady Bunch has become one of Hollywood's greatest near-miss stories. Every girl's dream come true. She danced with Fred Astaire, traveling with her famous mother-in-law, Helen Hayes. Walt Disney died, and with him, his plans and dreams for a series with Leslie Ann Warren and with Joyce Bulifant. How she was forbid to tell Sam Waterston he was being replaced as her husband on Broadway. As a little girl, felt lost and sad, placed in an orphanage and foster homes. How her young son's father, Edward Mallory, from Days of Our Lives, abused him when he was drunk, all in the book. Ability to read led to a lack of self-worth and codependency, and her son struggled with dyslexia. The happy marriage she mentioned originally to famous producer of shows like I Love Lucy and Bewitched and so much more, William Asher, which ended sadly due to dependencies. 30 Days in Rehab and her codependency behavior. I mean, she's very open and wants to help people through the stories that she tells in the book. The happy ending, marrying Roger Perry, who remained sober for 21 years, which is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Here's a little bit of the back of the book too, as well. By 4 Hollywood husbands. Now, we've got another photo here. I love this one because this shows you in her all the different roles. She was really, and still is, something else. And again, whether you've seen her on television, on film, commercials, whatever it may be. One of America's sweethearts and described as such by so many. True talent. Just taking a look back at some of the wonderful Joyce Bulifant on the Jim Masters Show live. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And there she is with Roger. Check out the book. She said it's on Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. I'm glad everything worked out. The audio was a little crazy. And, you know, sometimes that happens depending on the technology that they're using. But it was great to hear these stories, huh? Tracy Adams is here and says, I loved her book and I've passed it on to other people. Tracy Amos, that is. Tracy, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you will join us again on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And there's over 400 episodes, 420 episodes we've done of our series with guests from Broadway, Hollywood, film, television, music, stage, you name it. Alessandra says she is amazing. I agree. Anne says, thanks for another wonderful evening. Good night, everyone. You too. And Mark says he was married 5 times. Only 4 were Hollywood related. His book will be out in a month. He's putting the finishing touches on it, I would imagine. Oh, thank you very much. Click the dollar symbol on the right for Super Chat. Donate to Jim's YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Thank you very much. That's what the Super Chat is for all the hard work we do with the show. Thank you. I appreciate that, Marty. And you did that. And we really, really appreciate that. And we're going to be opening up that special gift you sent us coming up on Friday. She is a star. I agree. And those are some great photos, aren't they? Joyce is such a doll. Thank you so very much. Telling all those stories. Alessandra, a lovely lady. Thank you, Kathleen in New York. Lovely show, beautiful guests. Thanks, Joyce and Jim. And thanks to all of you as well. A real pleasure to have her here on the show. Even though her audio is a little in and out, a little funky, still you got the gist of her amazing talent. She's a real American treasure. Really somebody very special. And again, we emphasized also all the giving back. You know, even though the book was really a thrust of the conversation, I think you got a chance to learn a little bit more about somebody you probably have admired for many, many years and continue to, the wonderful Joyce Bulifant. What an amazing, strong, and resilient lady Joyce is. I admire her greatly. Super chat. Thank you very much. Personally thanking you. Thanks, Jim, for another wonderful show. Kathleen, I appreciate that in support of our series here. That's really a beautiful thing to do. Beautiful thing to do. Perfect teeth, great smile. You guys are funny. Gang, thanks for joining us. We're going to wrap up. We want to say happy anniversary to Christine Clifton, who marked her 1 year anniversary watching our show. We started this series way back in May, early May, right in the beginning, late April, early May of 2020. And she's been with us for well over a year. And so thank you very much. And we toast to Christine Clifton as well for 1 year with us. And many of you have been with us as long as well. Kathleen, I know you've been with us, I think even longer, right? Yeah, you were with us in the very beginning, Kathleen. I think you've been here, of the ones that are with us now, I think, Kathleen, you've been with us the longest on a continual basis where you're constantly here. Jim, thanks for a terrific show. Interesting stories with Joyce. Sorry for the tech issues. It's been a great year participating with your shows. Jim, Joyce is incredible. Night, Jim and Lovedies. You too, Christine. And thanks for all of your support and love for the show. And a big hug to your mom as well on your 1 year anniversary as a Lovedy here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Kathleen, thank you as well. Definite Lovedy. You've been here for a long time. I want to let you know, too, yes, from the beginning. Yeah, I think even from week one. And you were also you were a Viewer of the Week guest. Remember? Kathleen was a guest on the show. You can look all the way back a year ago into the archives when Kathleen was a special guest. We had Viewer of the Week, and sometimes we would pick a Viewer of the Week. And when we did that, we would have some of the viewers actually be on the show with me as a special guest, and Kathleen was on way back in the beginning. Seems like ages ago, doesn't it, Kathleen? Good night, King Jim and all Lovedies. Kathleen, Christine says 1 year anniversary for me with JMS Live. Lovedy hugs, a phenomenal year with your show and knowing you. You as well, Christine, and thank you so much for all of the love and support. We appreciate that. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, everyone, for a wonderful conversation. Before the show, you guys were chatting. I was seeing all the comments as Joyce and I, we were on the telephones. Assistants were helping. We're all trying to put it all together. But and she's at her friend's condo, so I think there's some, electrical outlets or something that were interfering with her phone. But hey, we got a good hour in there. I didn't want to keep her on too long because the audio, and she was holding the phone. Sometimes we can chat a lot longer. I just wanted to be conscious of that because she was actually physically holding the phone. Good night, Mr. Lovely. Good night, you as well, Tesla Bella. We love you back. We love you back and can't wait to see you one of these days soon as well. Juanita says, you're at almost 11 months now. Seems like a lifetime ago. Yeah, 11 months. Could have had a baby. That's 9 months, right? Yeah. You guys are the best. Again, we thank Joyce for joining us as well. Now, we've got an amazing guest tomorrow, and she's all excited. She's been posting away. Sue Matsuki is with us. She's an award-winning singer and songwriter and producer, and she's going to be with us tomorrow night live on the Jim Masters Show. Saturday, David Osmond's going to be with us. Yes, the wonderful recording artist, nephew of Donnie and Marie Osmond, son of Alan Osmond. He's got a very inspiring story, and he's a great performer. We've got lots of music, and it's really, really cool. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And Sue, tomorrow is also 8 p.m. Then on Sunday, Mairead Healy, is going to be with us live from Ireland. That's a special time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and it's going to be 7 p.m. in Ireland. She is a prolific Irish soprano. She's been sharing all over social media. She's excited to be with us here on the Jim Masters Show live. Coming up on Sunday. Friday, we're probably going to be doing an afternoon pop-up show, so stay tuned for that, and you'll be able to watch live. If you click notifications, make sure when you subscribe to YouTube channel, you click the notifications. That's that little bell next to the red word that says subscribe. Kathleen says it was an honor when you came on as viewer of the week. Yes. Alessandra says August 1st, I think will be a month for me. Well, congratulations. That's coming up soon. 1 month. We love it. You're on a roll. You are on a roll. And have a great night. Lovely hugs. Good night all as well. You guys too. And good. No more babies, Juanita. Marty says, Jim Masters TV show is the perfect opportunity to get up close and personal with all your wonderful guests. And yeah, please, Jim, I'll keep the macaroni board out. Yes. And we've got that gnocchi board that you sent me. And we've been making gnocchi. You know, we made today pork chops. Oh, we had baked pork chops in the oven, and we topped it with sauerkraut. Oh, and we had green beans and fresh broccoli. It was delicious. Yeah, we had these nice, thick, boneless pork chops in the oven, baked it for about an hour because they were thicker, but tender, juicy. Baked them for about, now we're doing a food show. Baked it. I should save this actually for a pop-up show Friday. We baked it in the oven for about an hour because they were thicker. You know, we figured about an hour, but no, they needed a little bit longer than the hour because we had it at 350. And they were boneless. And then we took the sauerkraut, and not only did we layer the sauerkraut, we used the, the broth that comes with the sauerkraut and poured it over the pork chops so they can absorb that. Then the sauerkraut went on top of each of the pork chops, and then the sauerkraut was laying next to, we filled the pan, the baking pan with the sauerkraut as well, and just put it in the oven, 350. For it was about an hour and 20 minutes at least at 350. And when we took it out, oh boy, the sauerkraut had lightly browned, which was really nice. The pork chops were tender and juicy and melted in our mouth when slicing. And then you had the juices of the sauerkraut with the pork chops, and then the green beans and the broccoli. It was really good. So we had the vegetables and we got our protein, and it was absolutely delicious. Really good. Never did that before. Never did pork chops with the actual sauerkraut over the pork chops in the baking pan. Delicious, delicious, delicious. Good night to you all, dear Jim and lovely family. May your dreams be sweet. You as well, Maureen. Night, night to you, Juanita. And Marty says, Babette and I are your greatest fans. And thanks for doing that very generous super chat, Marty. That was really, that was beautiful. And Kathleen did it as well. And you kissed a few frogs to find a princess. And you found a queen. Yes, absolutely. Babette is a queen for sure. And thanks again, Marty. That's the super chat gang that helps our show. Thank you very much, Marty. Very beautiful. Austin, thank you for your words too. Another wonderful show. And cool stuff, cool stuff. Funny how she had to move around the room a bit to make sure that, we were getting the sound. Oh, yummy. That sounds so good. Oh, those pork chops, because they absorbed the liquid from the sauerkraut, it made them even more tender and juicy. And and you know what we did? Mona's not here, but Mona had sent up from Louisiana all these teas and all these spices, which we've been using because our family, I believe, has a restaurant and they make a lot of the spices, or they use a lot of the spices. So she sent up this really cool this mild Cajun spice. And we've been using it literally on everything. And I put some of it sprinkled some of it on the green beans. Didn't even need butter, didn't need anything, just some of that Cajun seasoning on the green beans. Wow, just gave it a little bit of a kick and was absolutely delicious. So a little Cajun seasoning on the green beans and then the sauerkraut on the pork chops. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You guys had hoagies in North Carolina. Yes. And Juanita is drooling. Sherry says, sound good. We have to do a Lovity Guest live cooking episode. Yes, I would love that. Jim, for those who have not eaten yet, after hearing all those details, they would be extremely hungry, especially with the Lovities being such foodies. Yeah. What did everybody have? Well, I'll save this for a pop-up show on Friday. We'll talk about what we've been eating lately and have we been eating better now that, we were cooped up in our homes for quite some time. So are we eating better now? Now that it's summertime here, are you guys eating healthier? I know, well, Juanita is, and folks also in Australia, she's in South Africa, it's winter, but here where we are, it's the summertime and we're trying to eat better and healthier. So we'll talk about what everybody's been eating. We thank Joyce Bulifant for being with us. She is an extraordinary person, an American institution, and we love her. And again, we've got great guests coming up. So food, LOL. Yes. Meat pies. That sounds really good. Foodie, LOL. Do a pop-up. I'll have a really good chicken potato and broccoli dinner meal recipe. We did a whole foodie show, where I prepared a whole meal. I prepared a whole meal, and it was dinner with Jim. We did it a couple of times, actually. I think the first couple of weeks that I did the series, we did a dinner with Jim episode, and I had a whole meal that was prepared, and I was in a suit and tie, and we were dining together. St. Patrick's Day, we prepared an entire St. Patrick's Day dinner. You can go back in the archives and you can see our March 17th, 2021 St. Patrick's Day epic episode. The whole set was green. The lighting was green. It was really cool. And we did that. We had chocolates and roses and all kinds of cool things on Valentine's Day here on set. And Mother's Day, not this year, but the year before, 2020, we did a whole Mother's Day Sunday brunch episode of the Jim Masters Show live. So we try to spice things up here for you guys. Juanita's in winter now. She goes, winter is for eating. That is so true. And Maureen wants to know if Marty delivers. You guys are great. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're going to scoot out. Busy day today. Busy day on the air tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the show. Joyce was wonderful. And don't forget our Facebook page, which is JMS Live Lovity Hall. Check it out. We've been talking about the Lovity Cruise, looking at going next year, possibly to Bermuda. Make it easy for everybody and inexpensive as well. And kisses to you, Kathleen, as well. You guys have a great night. Thanks for joining us on this episode. As we always say, don't forget to smile. Don't forget to share the Lovity. Don't forget to find your Zen place. That's really important. Find your Zen place and share it with the world. Mine is with family and friends, of course, and then the ocean, swimming, surfing, boogie boarding, sailing it, swimming in it, floating in it, and of course, cycling, tennis, and all the other cool things, music, writing, gardening, and my work in television and radio, film, and stage over the years. Love that as well. It's another Zen place for me. And of course, the Jim Masters Show live. If you missed an episode or you'd like to see this episode again, feel free to go into our archives. It will go into our archives and 24/7, 365. There's the archives there. You can see over 400 episodes of our series. Yes, Christine remembers well. We did a foodie festival. Go back in the archives on the Jim Masters Show live. We exchanged recipes. We had all kinds of fun and food on our foodie festival episode of the Jim Masters Show live, which was back in September on the 20th. For those who want to review it in the archives, it's still there. I've been going back in the archives too and looking at some of the shows. Some of them I forgot. Oh yeah, we had that guest. Oh yeah, we did that episode. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Because there's so many shows day after day after day that it's just so much, plus my professional work. So I've been watching some of the archives and having a good time, like all of you as well. So they're there for your pleasure. And Marty, maybe you can share that recipe on the air too. That sounds really good. Maybe with the pop-up show that we have coming up. We're going to do a pop-up show on Friday. I have a television shoot in the morning, so I'm just waiting to see how long that's going to run. We have a guest flying in from the West Coast to us here in the East Coast in the United States for a television news interview that I'm doing at the television studio on Friday morning. So just trying to play that out. Matter of fact, I'll be up late night writing the news scripts for that interview tonight. But so it's a busy night. It's going to be late night tonight on that. But Friday, I have the TV shoot. So we don't have a scheduled show for Friday. I left it open because I want to do a pop-up show. So, well, you should announce that probably by tomorrow. So check the YouTube channel, check the Facebook pages. We should have something there as far as an announcement on the timing. All right, good stuff. And yes, we did do a St. Patrick's Day meal live. We sure did. It would be, actually, if you watch the St. Patrick's Day episode, we have clips from a lot of the Irish guests, Irish artists, Irish guests that we had on. We did sort of a retrospective where we looked back up till that point at some of the Irish guests who've been on the show up till March of this year when St. Patrick's Day hit. So if you go back in the archives, you can see that St. Patrick's Day episode and you'll see it. It was really, really cool. That's right. Yes, our Facebook is JMS Live Lovety Hall. Marty, if you haven't hopped in there, go to Facebook, go to JMS Live Lovety Hall, and you can post the recipe for everybody on our Facebook page, JMS Live Lovety Hall. We have a Facebook page for this group. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, gang. Love you all. You take care. We'll be back tomorrow. Sue's going to be with us tomorrow. We look forward to that. David Osmond from the Osmond family coming up on Saturday. Mairead Healy coming from Ireland Sunday afternoon, and so much more. Really cool stuff. You guys be well. You take care. Thanks for all the love and support. And we shall see you coming up on the next episode of the Jim Masters Show Live. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.